All right, Timmy, so here's the last swing you made over here on our left. Sweet. Much different than the old gold over here on our right. Right? Much more. All right. Like what we're seeing with all the tour players I showed you tonight, buddy. Where their head goes the right a little bit, then gets back into the circle at round impact, and it gets over on top of their left foot in their finish. Right? Doesn't matter who we look at. Here's Nick Faldo. Tiger Woods. Okay, and again, like I'm saying, I love the way your hands and arms look through impact. For the very first time seeing it on the video. That looks very much like any of the tour players we'd see. See how that left hand's underneath that right? Right there, you see their glove hand underneath their right hand. That's exactly what you're looking like there, bud. Okay. You always want to be learning what you're doing right, just as much as what you're doing wrong, if not more so what you're doing right in golf, more so than just what you're doing wrong. What I've found over the years. So that is sweet. So that was the first swing tonight. And then from down the line, the main thing I'm saying where you're different than the tour players, you're a little more above the line. And then you're underneath it and through the middle of your torso there, whereas the tour players would be different than that. They'd be on the line above it and then through the top of the left shoulder with the club head. But I'm not going to bother you with that yet tonight. So the very first thing I'm wanting you to work on, right there, is get that head moving onto your right foot in the backswing so much better. So that's very nice compared to the first one. It's the very first practice swing. That looks a lot better. And we put the ball there, and you pulled it off again, Timmy. Very nicely. Right there. Much better than what we saw starting out tonight. And then did another swing or two, looked at them. So that's very nice also. And here's the last one. We already saw it on the summary here. So that's the better weight shift. All right? That's what I'd start you with, bud. Again, we all have a million problems with our swings, but you just want to take one at a time to keep it simple as much as possible. And when that becomes a habit, then you can bite off the next thing. Okay? Any questions on those things? Tim? Any questions?
That weight transfer from the right to the left before it was there.
Right.
So what will that do?
People always ask that, and I say, I'm not into predicting the future. So what I will say is, well, it's not even what it's designed to do. I'm real picky with my words. And again, this is why my wife and son and daughter are such saints. Daddy's pretty picky with his words. But it's not even what it's designed to do. It's what I've seen it do in the past. What I tell people, Tim, is what I think is what is in the future. What I know is what's in the past. What I know in the past is it's helped people get a lot more power and a lot more consistency. Because almost always when we are shifting onto our left foot going back,
It's allowing you to load up more.
right. So it's like anything.
Tightening the coil.
Right.
More,
There are a million good things.
Because he's always whacked like you asked him. He lit it, he said, I hit it generally left, but he never tries to swing hard.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And I said, if he progresses and he'll go physically, that swing will come together. But
Right.
that's a great fix on
Right.
weight transfer and starting off where he needs to.
Right. And again, it'd be like the pitcher starting out on his left foot, right? In baseball. If he's starting out on his left foot and I mean, he could still throw some, and he could get some power, but he wouldn't get near as much power as when he gets back here and he starts on his right foot, and then he shifts on his left foot, and then he whips it in there toward the plate. Right? Same kind of thing in all the sports. Good question. Any other good questions? Okay. We'll stop there, man. This is Joel Suggs. I sure enjoyed meeting you down at the Cincinnati Golf Show this weekend and showing you your swing on the 2D equipment that I have. And so I want to take about 2 or 3 minutes to just show you around Meadowlink. This is the studio I use in the winter for all my students. You see there's the down-the-line camera angle for our 2D equipment. And then we have the face-on camera angle also. And then what we also have here is 3D equipment to where I can show you your swing from 6 different camera angles with this 3D equipment, and we can get your swing from down to the 1/120th of a second in terms of exactly what your hips, shoulders, and hands are doing in the swing. And then also, I have the most realistic hitting curve I've ever seen from puttersedge.com, so when you hit your full shot, it feels as realistic as possible. And then I have 3 different green speeds for you to practice your putting. 9.5 on the stem meter, 10.5 on the stem meter, and 12.5 on the stem meter. That's benefited my students tremendously. And then also I have a lot of learning aids like this Smart Stick. You can see the rest of those learning aids over here in my bag that we can work on to help you learn the certain fields in your golf swing that you and I both want. And then also I help my students a lot with their equipment through the winter. This is a frequency analyzer where we twang your club and it gives us a reading here. And then also we plot your whole set, each club on these lines to see if the set is really matched or not. Quite often they aren't, and it helps my students tremendously when they find out what clubs are the offending clubs. And then if we get tired of being indoors and we want to go outdoors and hit some, we can do that. It's my daughter. Ellie, good to see you. I haven't seen her in weeks. No wonder you've been gone, Ellie. You've been out here playing in the snow all this time. But this is our natural turf area. This is closed until April, as you can see. But it's a fantastic area where we can step outside and hit some balls and get some real ball flight. Or, if we get pretty satisfied and things are looking better on the video here, we're kind of cooped up inside and want to go outside, we can step on out and hit balls and see real ball flight for about 5 or 10 or 15 minutes, however long you and I can stand the cold, out into the air, and we see them land at these different flags. I have a yardage book for this driving range. It's the first one I've ever seen in my life where we know exactly what it is with the front, back, and middle of each green. And again, the covered area here is heated, so we stay out there for about 5, 10, 15 minutes, like I said. It enables us to see some ball flight, and then we get satisfied that things are looking the way we want, and we come back inside, take off our coat, and look again at the video equipment to see how your swing's looking, to make sure that you understand it. And then notice too, my exercise ball up top here, and then also, so I help my students a lot with their fitness through the winter, and then I will help you also with your sports psychology, with your golf psychology from the golfpsych.com people down in Texas. That's helped my students tremendously a lot over the years too. So again, I sure enjoyed meeting you down at the Cincinnati Golf Show this weekend. I look forward to seeing you again out here this summer at Meadowlinks, or even right now in the winter. I have a lot of people that work on their games with me right through the winter. Check out more information about the things I do to help you at joelsuggs.com. Take care.